Hello there, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Are you ready for a whole day of Ori in the Blind Forest Randomizer doubles tournament action? Oh, because I know I am. We are here today to start off with our first match, Illogicalzone versus Blind Wisps. My name is Turtle, and I'll be doing commentary alongside my good friend Liftoff. Liftoff, how are you doing today?
I'm super excited for this day. There's going to be a lot of matches coming your way. There's one now, there's one in 2 hours, and another one in 4 hours. So, going to be a lot of fun. This match, as Turtle said, Illogicalzone versus Blind Wisps. Both teams have one win under their belt and have lost one match already. So the team that wins here today, this is a very important match, keeps their hope of the bracket, keeps their bracket dream alive. So this is going to be a nail-biter.
Every single round of this Swiss stage especially is really important. But, you know, when you're 1-1 like this, you know you've won before, you know you've lost before. And so, oh man, I really hope that these teams give it their all and give us a close and awesome race, which we do see our countdown has begun. We'll be starting in just under a minute. And in that minute, Liftoff, I always want to ask, what do you hope that our first progression ends up being?
Oh man, there are so many fun ways you could get progression. I think I want a Grotto TP start today, where you have to drop down like 3 times to collect all the pickups with no skills.
You know what? I'll agree, but I think I want a weirder TP. I think I want like Valley or Sorrow in like one power skill that leads to like a long chain of all the other skills. I think that'd be really fun. A doubles race like this to see.
Okay, it looks like we're heading into the game very shortly.
Yeah. So good luck, have fun to all of our runners. We do have Team Illogicalzone on the left. That is Cereberon and XepiccatX, also known as Bob. And then on the right, Blind Wisps, made up of 2Kill and Ryan. So they are all getting into the run right now. And did any of them show us which relics are not going to be found?
Did not see it yet, but I'm sure. There's Charge Jump. That's a powerful start.
Yeah, very, very nice for our runners.
Looks like Cereberon is having like some small tech issues. Ooh. And we are confirming that Swamp, Misty, and Horu are relicless. Not Horu relicless is nice, but you still need Horu access anyway, because that's where the game ends. Swamp and Misty, I don't think anyone's complaining about. That you don't have to technically go there. And, well, I guess Glades is kind of relicless as well, because we found the relic on a pickup that everyone's checking anyway.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what our runners decide to do from here. While they don't have a lot of access to things yet, Charge Jump does quickly start to open up the world with just a couple more skills. So, since our runners don't really want to be searching through Glades anymore because there isn't a relic here, there's still a good chance that there's more progression, just considering how early of an area this is. So we'll see what our runners decide to do with this early Charge Jump pickup. It looks like Bob and Ryan are both heading back up into Glades, and 2Kill looks to be following. Doesn't seem like we're going to go for a Blackroot play just yet, unless Baron decides to make that. They are still a little bit behind everyone else.
But I understand not wanting to make the Blackroot play because you have to watch the entrance cutscene, but I like this play from 2Kill here. She killed the 19 XP Frankie, which is really fast with Charge Jump, and that gets him the level up to skip this cutscene at the entrance of Blackroot Burrows. And if Ryan finds something here, then he'll tell 2Kill about it. But it looks like everyone's going to be following 2Kill into Blackroot Burrows anyway, because there is no way to access anything other than that right now.
Blackroot started it, and we did additionally get to see that Ryan found a water vein shard underwater. So Ginso is required for our runners. There is a relic there. But it's probably not going to be super early in logic, at least, considering that pickups can't be logically underwater until the clean water pickup is found. But it's still very, very good to know that that is there, as, one less shard that our runners will need to find later on down the run, if Tukil and Ryan can remember that that's there, although I think Ryan did actually go back and grab it in the end.
Yeah, and, well, Blackroot is usually a pretty slow area, and Charge Jump doesn't make it much faster. So we're just going to be seeing a lot of darkness on all 4 screens simultaneously. Tukil is the furthest the Rhine has caught up. They're checking this pickup, and then you either warp out and go back in, or you climb up using Charge Jump. Both are electing to warp out and come back in. That's definitely the safer play. A lot things can go wrong if you climb back up with Charge Jump.
Several runners, both Bob and Tukil, have taken deaths in this 3 damage spike pit because they only have 3 health. And so with only Charge Jump, no wall interaction, those really, really slim pillars can be a little bit of a difficult target to hit. But both Tukil and Bob have made it through, as well as Ryan without falling down at all. So everyone now is just rushing to get as deep into Blackroot as possible. And Ryan's going to be the first one to come up on the little final puzzle here. Does manage to get a really good drop and save a full 8 seconds by getting that. So keep an eye on the bottom right.
All cycles in this game are 8 seconds, even the ones that aren't.
Oop! Whoa! Oh, never mind. Ryan fell down. That
shouldn't have said anything.
A lot of 8 seconds wasted. So it looks like Baron then will be the one to keep an eye on, who will be the first to actually get more pickups in the dash tree and beyond. Which something has to be progression here. We do have a map stone as well, although I don't think Indiana Jones is lot. No, you can jump over the boulder. Yeah.
But climbing over the crushers isn't.
You're right.
Wall interaction gets you over the top, but there's definitely going to be something found very soon. And the team on the left is slightly in the lead in finding whatever it is. Might be on the dash tree, might be here in the main room, might be at the start of the boulder sequence. That's, I think, the only logical pickups remaining.
And honestly, it also just might be 1 keystone, because with 1 more keystone, we can, open that initial 2 keystone door and head on into Glades proper. But Bob does find 300 experience behind the dash crushers. A lot of experience often means that we won't see dash super early on, unless our runners find it way out of logic somewhere, like underwater. But, oh boy, seed without dash might be interesting.
Yeah, could be a slower one. Of course, there are also other ways of going fast. It looks like Bob has found the keystone, and he is going to be heading into Glades, while Team Illogicalzone is taking the opportunity to split up, while Baron is checking the pickups down here. Only 1 pickup is down here in Logic, but I assume he's going to be picking up the teleporter along the way. In order to come back to this area and search for the relic, which still hasn't, which neither team has found yet.
There is another keystone down here, so no matter which path our runners decided to take there is a keystone in it for their troubles, which will be unlocking the ghost door that we do see Bob doing right now, although Bob is going to keep looking for this fake flippers pickup, which, as we know, is a water vein shard. Very handy. So both teams now having that knowledge under their belts of one of the locations of the 5 water vein shards on this map.
Yeah. Baron is also going to be the first person to be able to turn in the map stone, which might actually be logical progression by turning it in Glades, which is interesting. So we'll see if that's anything, or if the progression is actually an item in the world. There's Glide. That's useful, but doesn't do much. This is a very interesting start so far.
It doesn't do much yet. If
of course.
Any of the other pickups are like wind restored. And of course, Glide's also just super handy to have. Our runners do have to go to Sorrow this seed, as there is a relic there. So searching Sorrow without Glide is painful and makes you sad. But our runners won't have to do that. It's just Mapstone 1. So not a bad progression skill at all.
Yeah. It looks like the boulder area didn't pan out, so Baron is following his teammate into Glades. As are Tuchel and Ryan. Very linear seed so far. But I think it's going to start really opening up with basically almost anything they find next. There's Charge Flame, that's Blue Breakage. That allows our runners to go through Charge Flame area. So yeah, let's see how the seed progresses. I think everyone's going to find that that's just next to the map stone. You don't skip that.
Yep. We are also starting to find more energy. Always nice to have, especially since it gives us an access to Grotto much quicker through Death Gauntlet than you would by taking the long way that you're intended to through the Spider Sack area. Although Spider Sack area can be useful, especially when there is a high chance of a relic being there, but that's not always the fastest option in terms of going to the right side of the map and grabbing those teleporters. So we'll see where our runners do decide to go. Obviously with Charge Flame, yep, we do see Tuchel already heading up into the Charge Flame tree area. With Charge Jump can break through the ceiling at the top as well, so progression definitely could be coming up through this area. And Baron will be following through, so both teams splitting up in just about the same way. One runner to Charge Flame tree, one runner to Wall Jump tree. And they'll be checking pretty much the same thing, so no big lead as of yet for our two teams.
Yeah, definitely a very equal match so far. You did mention that Spider Sack is slow, but it is at least possible. Even if you have the energy, you can't actually make it through Death Gauntlet without wall interaction or bash. So, if the seed wants them to go to the right side of the map, then before they find one of those skills, then I don't think our runners will be having another option other than acquiescing to the seeds once. Bob finds another Water Vein Shard, 2 more Water Vein Shards in Spirit Caverns. That could be a signpost that Ginso is where the logic takes him next, and they can actually get there by going along through Spider Sack. That gets you all the way to the Ginso tree. And there's also Grenade. Yeah, a lot of things happening in the seed.
Spirit Cavern is just full of goodies. Although, it is true as well that the first Water Vein Shard we found was underwater, so that would not put Ginso in Logic until our runners find clean water. But Logic doesn't really matter when you're a decent level runner. So, knowing that Ginso is available to them, we might see a play for early Ginso, considering that, having Charge Jump for the very, very vertical area is really nice. But right now, only Team Illogicalzone knows that that is an option. Ryan is about to find out as well that there will be a lot of Water Vein Shards here in Spirit Caverns. But until then, Tuchel's going to progress without those Water Vein Shards down the Spider Lake path towards Ginso. We'll be able to come back with the teleporter once they get the shards, at least.
Yeah, and that's going to get Tuchel first check on the Grove main area. He did have to skip the Grenade Lock pickup in Spider Sack though. So if Ryan is going to be following, then that's something that he can check. So the team doesn't have to orphan that, which is always a nice thing if you can fully clear areas and don't have to leave anything behind. Yeah, Tuchel has made it to Grove main, and there's a cutscene.
Hi, Bird. Stop wasting our time, please. Yeah, without Bash, there isn't really a great way to skip that cutscene. Tuchel 2 could have gone above with Charge Jump. Actually, yeah, we are going to see that right now, but just got the cutscene out of the way, and those are 2 pickups back-to-back that are both very interesting. Stomp and the Sorrow TP. So, with Glide, Charge Jump, and Stomp, and the Horu TP, this Grove area is pretty stacked.
It's kind of interesting how much our runners are finding, but they still haven't found any wall interaction. One of those seeds. you usually have it so early that you don't really think about how much nicer it makes, like everything, and you can get into some really tricky situations. Less so if you have charge jump, but even then, there are just some situations that you never think about being hard, and then you're suddenly there without wall jump, and you're reminded how nice it is to have some way to interact with walls. But yeah, on the right side, we're seeing Ryan head into Valley Entry. This is the first we've seen this. Bob directly went to the right. Meanwhile, Baron is heading deeper. Heading into Blackroot again might just be the dash plan check out of him before he falls, which is a very heads-up play, because with charge jump and grenade, that's a pickup that's in logic, and it's definitely a pickup that's often left for a very long time. Not paying off this seed, but definitely very astute to keep that in mind. And on the left, we're going to be seeing Bob check the grenade lock pickup, that 2-kill skip, because he didn't have grenade yet. So let's see if that's something interesting. Meanwhile, 2-kill is continuing into Grotto and is going to be the first to hit that very dense area and find a Gumon Seal Shard that we're also going to need, since we do need access to all 3 dungeons to complete the seed.
And a Sunstone Shard right afterwards, which, considering 2-kill has the Horu Teleporter, they only need 1 more shard to have access to that dungeon. So yeah, this seed is just kind of giving our runners a lot of these shards, little treats on a silver platter. Well, still not having access to all of our dungeons yet, we're getting pretty close. Only 1 more Horu Shard and 2 more Gumon Seal Shards required. So yeah, all we really need is like a good skill to get us really into the left side. Although we do have the Sorrow TP if our runners decide to go down from there. It's possible, although, you know, you don't want to do it at all with 3 health, but...
Probably the best thing that our runners could find right now would be Climb. It would give them grenade jumps. There's a second Gumon Seal Shard, by the way. It would get them out of, and a Grove Relic. Ooh. It would get them out of the Sorrow TP. Would allow for easy left side access. I think I think everyone's praying that the first form of wall interaction they find is Climb and not wall jump in the seed, because wall jump's not bad, but it's just nowhere near as synergistic with the rest of their toolkit as Climb would be.
Yeah, early G-jumps would be an amazing thing to watch from our runners here. But so far, there are quite a lot of pickups in logic that it could potentially be, as we also will be seeing on 2-kill screen the Grotto Relic. So 2-kill finding 2 of them back-to-back in Death Gauntlet and in this little Crusher area. Really nice knowledge advantage. Ryan can go down there as soon as possible and grab those relics for himself. And then their team only needs 5 more. Unfortunately, 5 are in some of the more, difficult locations now that they've cleared out the easy areas, but still, just a couple more relics. And this seed is just going swimmingly for both teams and all runners.
Yeah. And it looks like our teams are syncing up a bit. Baron is a little behind 2-kill, but it looks like both Bob and Ryan are going to be heading into the Ginso tree. I think this is a good play if you find 2 shards very close together. Then I think that has a tendency to indicate that there's logical progression behind the door they lock. But of course, could just be a coincidence. 2-kill has found another Sunstone Shard. That's Horu access for Team Blind Wisps. So that's really only 1 Gumon Seal Shard missing before they have got access to all the dungeons. That's pretty fast on the shard front.
Looking at the play that both Ryan and Bob are doing, though, it might work out for them. There are a couple things that might make it pretty spooky. For one, they both only have 3 keystones. There is a keystone door coming up, and if they don't find any naturally placed by the randomizer, they're either going to have to dupe or leave, and neither of those are great options. The other thing is, again, one of the water shards...
Surely there would never be no keystones in the first half of Ginso. Surely that would never happen.
Stranger things have happened, man. But also, one of the water vein shards was still underwater, so this is technically not in logic, unless the clean water pickup is hidden somewhere, which it very well might be, but we've seen 180 experience so far in Ginso, which isn't a lot, but it's a little more than you'd like in terms of early logic. So, potentially this might be an out-of-logic play for our teams, just to get some knowledge and progression, even if it means defying what the seed wants us to do, which is definitely allowed.
Yeah, it's definitely out of logic, because there's climb. That's what our runners wanted, and that's grenade jumps. That's huge.
And a keystone as well, which is also pretty huge. But keystone is huge for just opening that one door. Climb is huge for the entire state of the seed as 3 out of 3 G jumps. Let's go!
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're seeing Baron do Swamp Loop, which is interesting considering that Swamp doesn't have a relic this seed, but of course there might still be Bash or Dash found here, and if Baron does find it here, then it's unlikely that the other team are going to find it quickly, but he's not going to go into Inner Swamp. I think he's just doing the really quick pickups in Swamp Loop as another way to head down into Grotto, which is understandable. Meanwhile, Bob has also found Climb, and there's Clean Water, but that puts that water vein shard into logic. Of course, before the Ginso actually comes into logic, you need all 5 of them, but I'm sure they're hanging out somewhere, and Climb is the next logical progression. That just makes sense.
Yeah, so we'll see how long it takes for both 2kill and Baron to head up into the Ginso tree. As both of them right now are searching areas that either don't have a relic or we already know where the relic is. I guess Baron doesn't know where the Grotto relic is. We do, because 2kill already found it. But that means that there is only skills to potentially be found in this area. And the next logical skill does seem to be Climb. So I wonder how long it'll take for them to make their respective Ginso plays. And actually, notably, 2kill also doesn't have any of the water vein shards yet. So while they certainly know where they are, based on their teammate finding them earlier, they don't have any of them. So they'll have to pick those up if they want to make that play for Climb and G-jumps early on.
Yeah. This is actually kind of tricky because both of our runners are low on health. So getting these pickups here, that is very much intended as a bash tutorial, can be kind of tricky. But you can get up there with just a single damage boost and continue beyond the keystone door. Both of our runners are on 2 keystones, but luckily the key dupe here is much easier than the lower Ginso one. So we'll see if any of our runners go for it. I think I saw Bob place the save where you usually place the save for the upper Ginso key dupe. So let's see if he goes for it.
Yeah, we do see Ryan, instead of going for the key dupe, actually places a save anywhere up, just to make getting through this dangerous spike maze a little bit easier. However, that'll make it harder to key dupe, as we're not finding any extra keystones, although a lot of energy laying around this early area. And is Ryan is actually going to TP out. Bob did as well. So neither of our runners ended up finding the actual Ginso relic yet. And Baron and 2kill going in also don't have any more skills to get through that Bash Lantern section, as Baron is going in right now, and 2kill did go for that underwater water vein pickup, signaling that they as well might be wanting to make that play for Climb, which understandable. G-jumps are great, but that Ginso relic is still up there waiting to be found by both teams.
Yeah, but I actually think this is a decent play at this point. The dupe costs time, and Baron is on 7 keystones, so he will be finding at least one more, which allows him to go through there without duping, and he wants to be heading through here anyway, so they can just trade places. He can get his Climb, so that they're on skill parity, and then he can continue the search, and Bob can head back once he knows exactly where the relic is, and check out other stuff in the meantime.
Yeah, there's so much interesting logic, or interesting strategies to go in doubles, where one runner can find pickups in one area and then go back to another with extra keystones or health, and that is what exactly we're seeing from Baron. 2kill also going to grab the water vein shards. Oh no, takes a really costly death in Spirit Caverns, though. As I say that, I'm so sorry for jinxing that 2-kill. But hopefully they will also grab some extra Keystones along the way, as right now they only have 2 as compared to Baron's 7. And again, Keystones are really the limiting thing, keeping our runners from getting up to the top of Ginso. And maybe a little bit of Bash. It would be really nice to have Bash for the area that tutorializes Bash, but...
Yeah, but you can get away with just C jump. It's doable. Ash is always nice. You're never sad about having it. But I think all of our runners here are experienced enough with the randomizer to be able to full clear the Ginso tree with charge jump and launcher action.
Yes, indeed. And so while 2-kill makes a way to grab back the Water Vein shards, and Baron makes his way up through Ginso like we've already seen, our other runners are also making their way through areas that we've already seen. Both Ryan and Bob heading down into the early areas of Grotto, where we do know from 2-kill's exploration earlier that both the Grove Relic and Grotto Relic are here. Grove in Death Gauntlet, as we're seeing Ryan head to right now, and the Grotto Relic is right under the teleporter, which we might see Bob go for in just a sec.
What's interesting is that Bob was in Death Gauntlet a minute ago, but he has not collected the Grove Relic. So it's going to be interesting to see if he goes back. It looks like he is. Yeah, okay. So he is going to be finding that as well. Would have been bad to leave that behind.
Yeah, but luckily Death Gauntlet is a pretty dense area, and especially with clean water, which Illogicalzone is the only team that has that as of right now. Blind Wisps did not go out of their way to find that in Swamp Loop, I believe. So there are a couple more pickups here for Bob. Unfortunately, nothing of too much importance. Oh, takes a death in Death Gauntlet. Really living up to its name, even here in Rando, but not too big of a dig to go back into. And, ooh, look at on the bottom right, we see our first left side play here from Ryan. Teleporting into Valley with G-jumps can do so much here, as well as glide if he does get up into Sorrow. So very, very interesting play here. We'll see if it does indeed pay off or not. Because they do need to go into Valley. Everyone needs to go into Valley eventually. And there's been a slight trend of the team that gets into left side first having higher chances of winning the seed. So that's good news if you're the Blind Wisps. Maybe not so much for Illogicalzone.
Yeah, Ryan is trying to get the kill plan skip here, but I think he triggered the cutscene already.
Yeah.
So he can't do the kill plan skip anymore. That's actually pretty bad, because there isn't a grenade jump spot up top to grenade jump over, and I think they don't have wind yet. So he's not going to be able to break the rocks, I think, unless I'm forgetting something. He can, of course, still check these pickups. Maybe wind is hiding here somewhere, or maybe the Valley Relic, which would be great finds. But I think he really wanted to break those rocks to open up all of Valley, and I don't think he's going to be able to do that right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That does mean that unless wind is somewhere in Valley Ascent, it's not logical to break that death plane, but would be really nice for the state of, a race to be able to skip some of the intended progression and just get up into Main Valley as fast as possible. But once you watch that cutscene for the first time, the way to deactivate the kill plane goes away. Or to skip the skill plane goes away. But
Meanwhile, eyes on the left, we are seeing Baron head into the upper parts of the Ginso. This is the first new pickups we're seeing since he made it through the keystone door. He had enough keystones. He still has 2 left. So he's going to be able to check this area up here before the Ginso escape, and then in the Ginso escape. And he's not going to have to leave anything behind, so he's definitely going to be finding the relic somewhere along the way.
And 2-kill is following up. Doesn't look like... I can't see their keystone count right now, but hopefully they do have enough to continue to follow Baron all the way up to the top. But meanwhile, Ryan, not being able to make much progression in Valley, took another left side TP and is in Sorrow right now. I really like this play, because unlike Valley, which is gated off by a giant kill plane, Sorrow is gated off by spikes. But Ryan has Climb, Charge Jump, and Stomp, and Glide. A really, really comfortable skill set for Sorrow here. So pretty much every single pickup, actually, yeah, I believe every single pickup is available for Ryan to check on his way down through Sorrow. And once down through Sorrow, can potentially even just break the rocks above Kuro's head from above, not needing to get around the kill plane at all. So this is a really, really smart play, I think, from Ryan's side, as they find their third Gumon Seal Shard to unlock that dungeon as well.
Yeah, this is really nice. Ryan can just head through Sorrow here, break the rocks, and then immediately continue heading downward and check Forlorn. Very nice routing from him here. Meanwhile, on the left side, we're seeing Baron initiate the Ginso escape. And I think 2kill is going to be finding his climb here, but that looks like a big 0 in the top right. So we're not going to be seeing further progression in Ginso from him.
Which is unfortunate, as we do see Baron now in the escape with the beautiful best music in the game, where our relic is. It has to be at this point, because we haven't seen it yet, all the way going up this very linear dungeon. So yeah. Eyes on Baron's screen right now, there are only a couple pickups left, and the relic has to be at the very tippity top of the tree, where 2kill and Ryan and Bob will all have to come when they revisit this area later on in their runs.
Meanwhile, it looks like Bob is heading into Sorrow. Let's see if he just got the tree. No, it looks like he's heading to the other side. And there's the relic. I think Baron's just going to get the final 2 pickups. He's come this far, might as well. And it's going to feel really bad if one of them's Bash. He is skipping the very final pickup. Meanwhile, on the right side, we're seeing 2kill head into Horu. This is also an interesting play. There's another Gumon Seal Shard, so that's nice to find. But yeah, there is no relic here. So there could be skills here. But yeah, not going to be finding a relic here. Meanwhile, Ryan is continuing to check out Sorrow, heading to the left side of Sorrow. All the pickups here are fairly comfortable to check, except for the grenade pickup, which is a bit of a pain, because a single charge jump doesn't make it high enough to get past the spikes. But I'm sure Ryan will figure something out. There's ways around that as well.
Yeah. Both Bob and Baron, the entirety of Team Illogicalzone, will be following him into Sorrow. So they might be able to check things twice as fast, but Ryan does have that head start, being the one to head in here first. So we'll see if he does manage to get anything useful, or if it's just that the Sorrow relic is somewhere, maybe eventually within the depths of Sorrow. Ryan hasn't found it yet, so we'll continue to look through the left side over here. Is attempting that really tricky grenade lock pickup. As you said earlier, one charge jump is not enough to get over the spikes. Normally you'd want something like bash or double jump to get over, but yeah, here's one of the alternatives. Ryan is using a save anywhere to save on top of those spikes with 0 health. And from there, Ryan can make it up, although this spider is going to be a little bit annoying, trying to prevent him from actually climbing, charge jumping up. But spider's dead, and grenade lock pickup, okay, it wasn't anything, but still good knowledge to have for Ryan.
I mean, ability cells are nice.
Yeah, but they're not progression.
They're not progression, no. But I mean, he's still going to keep it. And there's the relic.
All right.
Let's see. It looks like he's going to be... I like this play. There are 5 pickups above him that are really quick to check. And then afterwards, we're going to see if he heads back to the teleporter or heads back through, or what he does next.
Yeah. And look at the top left here. Baron is also now heading into Valley, the same play that we saw Ryan start earlier. But Baron also didn't do the kill plane skip. So it's a little difficult to actually break the rocks from below if you can't, do the kill plane skip. Because without Bash or Wind Restored, there isn't a really easy method to stick to the top of Sorrow above the kill plane, or the top of Valley above the kill plane. But yeah, Baron electing is not going to be going for the Kuro kill right now, and will instead just come down and check the water. It's an energy cell, so without the kill plane and skip, yeah, Baron's also going to have to leave Valley. This is a really interesting conundrum for our runners. How are they going to actually unlock Valley properly at this point?
Meanwhile, Ryan has, in those pickups, on Sorrow left, has actually found the Ginso teleporter, which is really nice because that makes he's checked basically everything up to the teleporter. Then he can just skip a keystone door, and he's basically right in the thick of things. Doesn't have to redo the whole bottom of the tree. An amazing find, and that's going to lead him to the Ginso relic in short order. Meanwhile, we're seeing Tuchel enter Valley, and he has actually entered from the top and stomped the rocks, which opens up Valley proper. That gives access to both Misty, which does not have a relic, so probably not going to be the first order of business, but into the lower areas of Valley and Forlorn. Tuchel does have a complete Guman seal, knowledge of a complete Guman seal, I'm sorry. It looks like only 2 shards at the moment. But he can definitely search for the Valley relic, which is probably hiding around down here somewhere, because we've seen most of the other pickups in Valley.
Yeah, Valley does have an unfortunate few pickups. Luckily, our runners with their skill sets do have the ability to grab most of them, like right here, where normally this pickup is supposed to require climb and charge jump, and that is the only way to get it within logic. There are some really stupid things you can do, but Tuchel will be able to check it nice and easy. It's not anything. There is also a grenade lock pickup, which again, our runners can very easily check. There's also Valley Long Swim, which
might be an issue for Blind Wisps. Yeah, I was just about to say.
But it is in logic. Clean water does exist. We know where it is as casters. So could potentially be the location of that Valley relic, which I'd like to see. I love seeing other people do VLS. I just don't like doing it myself.
Yeah, Valley Long Swim is a bit out of the way. There's Double Jump. That's a huge pickup. That just... it's probably not super necessary. I don't think it adds much into logic, but it just makes everything much more comfy. So I think Tuchel's going to be very happy about the find, and I would assume Ryan's going to be heading down there in fairly short order. He is still going to be checking the find. Just picked up the Ginso relic, checking up about this pickup, and will actually continue. I like this. Will actually continue, or maybe not. Oh no, that puts him back at the start of the Ginso escape. That's not great.
And now the water's behind him as well. Just one unfortunate death.
That really hurts. This is a doable escape, even while you have water chasing you. But you do have to hurry up a bit. Tuchel taking a small death as well, but it's nowhere near as bad as what her teammate just suffered through. His teammate. And meanwhile on the left we're seeing Bob check head into Valley, so Team Illogicalzone is going to be on skill parity very very shortly as well. Finding that double jump.
The only difference then between them is that clean water, which it's not going to be VLS. Tuchel did find the Valley relic right here in the grenade lock pickup, but there is still one big issue left with not having clean water, and that's the final escape. So while Bob, Ryan, and Baron all have enough health for it, Tuchel's at 4 health at 36 minutes in. So unless Ultra Defense is reached, that's a very, very scary final escape.
If the teams are unlucky, there might be 2 issues with not having clean water, because the Blackroot relic has not been found yet. And you know what that could mean.
You're right. There's another long swim. But yeah, with only 4 health, that also means Sorrow is very, very dangerous. So Tuchel heading up there does manage to get over some of the spikes this time. We've seen kind of an unfortunate amount of deaths by all of our runners, just because this seed has not given them a ton of health and has asked them to go to some pretty dangerous places. So not a ton of time loss, all things considered, but you never want to be dying at all if you can help it, unless you're zombie orienting. But Ryan, no!
No!
Does hit that isn't the Altar screen. That's the exit screen. And we'll have to do the Ginso escape again. Maybe
That
he just
hurts.
wants to listen to the music at this point.
That hurts. Meanwhile, on the left side, Bob just found Bash on the cliffs outside of Forlorn, which is a huge find for Team Illogicalzone. And I would say it puts them firmly in the lead at this point.
Wait, what the hell is logic?
Yeah, I don't know. Heading through Sorrow, I guess, with Climb Charge Jump all the way down there.
Yeah, I can see it. That works. Interesting path for sure. But it's what our runners had to do, so we can see 2Kill also in Sorrow. And yeah, 2Kill and Baron are high-fiving even up there. So they'll be hopefully both finding their way down into Lower Valley to grab that Bash soon.
Yeah, it makes sense that 2Kill didn't head down there because he didn't have the full Gumon seal yet and had found the Valley Relic. Yeah, just kind of unfortunate that it turns out to mean they'll be finding Bash later. Meanwhile, Ryan has loaded a backup save to be able to do waterless Ginso escape. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be having much trouble anymore, just kind of unfortunate. Or he's a hard game, and sometimes it can just kind of catch you off guard and be a bit mean.
I've been listening to the best track in the game a little bit more, so silver linings.
I'm not complaining.
But with that, we do see Bob teleporting out of Forlorn. Bob did grab that Forlorn relic. It's in a pretty nice place, both from the teleporter and from the main entrance. Just that second keystone in. So all of our runners will hopefully be finding that pretty easily, but that does mean that Illogicalzone now has knowledge, at least, of 6 of the relics?
I think.
7 of the relics. Yeah, all they have left to find is Blackroot.
Yeah. Blackroot Relic's the only thing, and they can check everything in... They can check everything in Blackroot. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, 2Kill is not far behind, is going to be finding that Bash in short order. If he doesn't take a death, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, the low health, if you're on 4 health on the left side of the map, that's just how this game can be sometimes. A lot of things do 2 or 3 damage here, so you can very easily be 2-shot. Just kind of tricky.
Honestly, this is one of, I think, the main, like, maybe not issues, but like skill things with doubles is that by skipping a lot of pickups that your partner has said, hey, there's nothing here, you're often skipping a lot of health and energy. So knowing how to get through the game without those 2 resources is really, really important for doubles. And it can be very hard. We've seen a bunch of different teams throughout the run just be like, oh, yeah, having 1 energy in 30 minutes is fine. Oh, yeah, having 3 health at 30 minutes is fine. And sometimes it's not, like when you get to these higher damage areas. But 2Kill will be making his way back down here and hopefully won't take another death, so we can see Blind Wisps grab their team's Bash. No! Okay, did at least place a save closer by this time, so we'll be heading back down. Hopefully, again, getting down there safely so both teams can find their Bash and we can be on skill parity once more.
Meanwhile, Baron is catching up with his teammate. It makes sense, even though the Blackroot Relic has not been found. It does make sense that you're beelining for Bash as quickly as you can. So yeah. Meanwhile, Bob is doing the Ginso escape, catching up on the relic that Baron found, and then they're both going to be heading into Blackroot in search for the final relic, and then they have Horror access. Then that's them done. So I think Blind Wisps is in a bit of trouble here.
Really needs to kill this Frankie. What an absolute jerk frog he's being, just repeatedly killing 2Kill. But eventually I know 2Kill will make it past. But yeah, even with all of that, there is still the chance that clean water is required for, LGLS, which Blind Wisps also don't have that. So Bash is now finally activated for 2Kill. Please place down to save 2Kill, please. I'm begging you. Have energy. 2Kill, please. Oh my goodness, you're on 2 health!
It's going to be fine. There's an autosave at the start of Forlorn. It's going to be fine. Surely. Okay.
But yeah, and even then as well, 2kill's still on 4 health, so with that final escape, not having clean water, oh man, yeah, they either really need some more health or that clean water, but it's not looking great for Blind Wisp as Illogical Zone are both heading down into Blackroot and immediately going to split up, it looks like, so that they can check different areas really, really quickly.
Does Bob? Yes, Bob knows this grenade jump. I love this grenade jump. Yeah, just has to be a bit higher to make the angle work. And there we go. Zoom. And there's a relic. And that's Bob immediately into Horu. And Baron is backloading. Yeah, they are not wasting any more time and going to be finishing out the seed fairly quickly. A sub 50 is definitely a respectable time in doubles World Tour.
For sure, for sure. And this seed, I'd say it started pretty jet. And then it did give our runners some tricks towards the middle, like not having a ton of keystones for Ginso, not having a really good way to get through from the Valley TP, but both Illogical Zone members did manage to find their way through. And yeah, both now into Horu, ready to start the final escape. Blind Wisps still aren't too far behind, finding that Forlorn Relic, getting their way through Valley as well. But it's not going to be enough, it seems, unless Baron and Bob both have some incredible struggles in the final escape, which could happen. It's called the final escape for a reason. It's pretty difficult, but Bob now getting into it first, and we'll see if they can both make it through.
I like that we get vanilla warm. Feels very cozy.
I mean, our runners definitely don't need any more warmth when everything is on fire around them, but yeah, it's still cozy.
Yeah. Ryan is heading down into Forlorn as well, while Tukil is looking for the Blackroot Relic, so they will be caught up soon. But on the left side, it's not going to be enough, because on the left side we're seeing Team Illogical Zone finish out. Very nice grenade jump through the first room by Baron, while Bob is setting up for the final grenade jumps. Looking good and gets it, or he's walking to the right. And that's a GG. Bob is going to finish first with his teammate Cereberon, not far behind.
Yeah, incredible run from both of these two, using their respective knowledge and skills to do very, very well. In advancing now to be in the 2-1 set of the Swiss bracket with a decent chance, if they can win their next run, of making the final bracket. Baron does kill the fish at the end, but okay, isn't going to go for the rocket jump, is going to go for a more standard grenade jump setup. Actually, not even going for the grenade jump. That's something that is definitely a strat in doubles, because having seen that your teammate is finished and that neither the opposing team has, you can just finish out as fast as possible, even if it means not doing the G jump to skip some time, but just being safe and finishing out. So yeah, that play is nice and will have Baron finishing their run in about a minute from now.
Meanwhile, Tukil has entered the area where the relic is, but is getting the cutscene out of the way first, or is actually getting the tree first. That's kind of unlucky, I guess, but of course, Tukil can't know where the relic is.
Hopefully it's some health. Tukil does very much need that. Okay, energy. Wrong type of cell. Thanks, game. But hopefully by this point we also have enough ability cells. I did just see Ryan build up to Ultra Defense over on their side.
Oh no!
So,
oh no!
Ultra Defense still can't save them from having 0 health pool, though.
Also,
Tukil
skipped the relic, I think just forgot, and is now going to be checking the rest of Blackroot, just to add insult to injury.
No.
That's unfortunate.
And that means
finishes up with a time of 46:56. GG.
That means that Tukil might be heading all the way down and thinking, oh, it has to be at this point in Lost Grove Long Swim, which they don't have access to. their team does not have the clean water found. Ah, but it's not
Yeah,
required. Tuchel, no, please turn
that's
around and remember. Oh,
yeah. It's like Tuchel has so little health that even with Ultra Defense, I'm not sure if this is a doable Lost Grove long swim. With Bash, you should probably be fine, but I'm not sure actually.
Ultra
But yeah,
Defense does basically double your health in terms of doing swims, but yeah, it's called a long swim for a reason, and it's we also talk about it like this for a reason. Oh boy.
yeah, just a bit unfortunate. Can definitely happen. We've all skipped. We've all skipped the pickup and then thought we checked it in the heat of the moment.
Hold on.
It
Is
looks like
Tuchel going
Tuchel is
back up?
heading back up though.
Tuchel,
Might be,
Tuchel heard my prayers.
we
He
might
is
be
going to
saved.
find it.
We
Oh,
might be
thank God.
saved from the imminent Lost Grove. After all.
Yeah, Ryan is going to head down there as well, just in case they don't have the knowledge yet. So they're going to just, split up. Same thing that we saw Illogicalzone do a little bit before, using both teammates to check as many different areas as possible. But hopefully, once Tuchel gets back up to that tree area, does take an unfortunate death. Lasers are very lasery and not very fun for Ori, but once Tuchel gets back up there, they'll find that, and is that, I believe, their last relic that they need to find? Yeah, they'll both need to go back and get some that the other found, but they have the knowledge once Tuchel does grab this one.
Yeah, there's the relic. Okay. No Lost Grove long swim necessary.
Ryan breathing a sigh of relief at that.
Yeah, Tuchel needs to go. Doesn't have swap TP either, so needs to go all the way from Grotto TP into the Ginso escape. So that's a bit of a trek they have in front of them. Meanwhile, Ryan is just going to head down and pick up the Blackroot relic that Tuchel just found, and then head into Grotto to pick up that relic. That's going to be significantly quicker. Oh no, actually, this makes sense. Tuchel's going to pick up the Ginso teleporter that Ryan found in Sorrow. That's probably quicker at this point.
Yeah, that's a good knowledge play as well. It can be hard when you're 50 minutes into a seed to remember the exact place where you got the single teleporter. But Ryan does remember that, and Tuchel will be heading straight there, which, yeah, much, much better, I believe, than heading all the way up Ginso again, which Tuchel already cleared out because everyone cleared out and had to teleport out of except Baron. So
Ryan is still missing one more. Is missing Grotto. Is also missing Valley Relic.
but we'll be going and grabbing that very shortly. Again, that knowledge is already obtained by Tuchel. So Ryan will be heading straight down here, and with the grenade lock pickup is not a problem whatsoever. So yeah, great knowledge shown off from these runners. Just not, fast enough, unfortunately, to beat their team, but still a great showing, at least.
Yeah, definitely. It's not going to be a bad time. It's just Team Illogicalzone were slightly faster.
Der Horrorberg, Ginselbaum. I love the German language.
Yeah, I prefer non-English, non-German Ori. Just sounds a bit unusual to my German ears.
Yep, they're both now cleaning up. I believe Ryan should get theirs first, as this Grotto relic is to the south. Ryan, it's below the TP.
Yeah, this is not Grotto Relic. Oh, I think Tuchel told him it was a plant, and he might have gotten mixed up which plant it was. That's too far south. Never mind.
Oh
We
no.
might be in a forgotten relic situation. Well, at least it's not going to decide the match, but that never feels great.
Oh,
Oh, he needs a Sunstone.
Sunstone.
Makes sense.
Oh, we totally missed that. So good for Ryan remembering that they do need Horu access.
Yeah. 2kill is on 5 HP now, so can make the final swim, even without Ultra Defense, because Bash and Stomp does make that possible in 4 ticks of damage. So yeah, been a bit of a health starve seed, but should be fine in the end. Ryan's no worries on 7 health, that's very comfy.
Yep.
8.
And Ryan, again, also does have Ultra Defense. I did not see how far 2kill got up their skill tree, but considering how many things we've checked, hopefully they have found enough AP to make that a reality. But yeah, Ryan is getting into Horu, as 2kill is starting their own beautiful, beautiful Ginso escape, just to go grab that relic, and then peace out to join his teammate in Horu.
One last time, listening to the beautiful, beautiful Ginso escape music. While Ryan is committing violence, does not want to door warp. Understandable, respectable, giving the people what they want. Very much a fan of it. And is heading into the final.
Violence is never the answer.
It is an Ori. Meanwhile, we have both members of our team, of our winning team, Team Illogicalzone, ready for an interview, but I think we're going to let Blind Wisps finish out their escape real quick before pulling them in. We don't want to detract from this final sequence.
And notably, right there, 2kill also did level up all the way to Ultra Defense. So with one ability cell remaining, that will make the final swim not only really doable, but almost comfy even. Having the equivalent of 10 health, and probably having a health regen. I don't know, but considering how Rando works, you usually have health regen. So the equivalent of 11 health to get through the poison swim at the end.
Yeah, that's definitely enough. Going to be fine. Meanwhile, Ryan is already through the escape. This is a comfy escape skill set. They have basically everything. They're just missing dash and wall jump. So I don't expect them to have any troubles with this escape. Ryan heading up, bashing left, as one does, and setting up for the final grenade jump. And he gets soft locked. Ryan, you have to. Oh no, this is bad.
Yeah, that final grenade jump is a little bit finicky, as glitches tend to be not intended, but it does save time if it can be pulled off, and it looks really cool. So I'm really glad that Ryan went for it. Hopefully we do see 2kill go for it, and Ryan is again, but swag strats at the end of your run. Why not? We'll see if 2kill goes for it here, as we'll see if Ryan knows that they're in a soft lock position. It doesn't seem like it, unfortunately.
If you've never encountered this, then it's hard to know, of course. Meanwhile, the final grenade jump, that looks good.
So they at least will be finishing in about 40 to 50 seconds. Ryan, on the other hand, this black screen is not intended. Oh no, it's a soft lock. Oh no. Oh, realizing that he can't press escape to actually get out because the game is completely locked at this point. Oh no.
Yeah. If you see Ori moving left, you have to immediately, before the screen goes black, you have to immediately exit out and just start the escape again. At this point, I believe the only thing Ryan can do is force quitting the game and restarting it, which is kind of unfortunate.
Ryan mentions in race time chat has been told to Alt F4. Jokes that it's the second time that he's done that this run. Let's go.
Yeah. Meanwhile, 2kill has finished, but his timer is still going for some reason. That's also some
race
issues
time,
left and right.
Race time says it is a 56:52. So while that's not entirely always accurate to live splits timing, that is usually within about a second. So
okay. Meanwhile, while while Team Blind Wisp is finishing out their seed, I am going to be pulling our winning team, Team Illogicalzone, over for a quick interview.
Very.
Hello, Team Illogicalzone, and GG's on your win in this third round of the Swiss. How are you feeling? Hello?
Oh, hello. GG's.
Yeah, I'm great. Great.
We're feeling fantastic after that one.
Definitely understandable. What were your thoughts about the seed?
The early water vein shards were kind of screaming at us the entire way walking up to Ginso. And then all of the right side relics were super easy to find, so it was like, as soon as we realized that we could go left side, remember that Soro TP existed, it was just go there, see what we find, and we happened to find everything there.
Yeah. This was the kind of seed that I would probably excel in because it lacked dash. It's more standardized movement rather than really fast button pushes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ryan has, just to give you a quick update, Ryan has soft locked again. That's just kind of an unfortunate way to close things out. After a fairly successful seed, that's the second G-jump soft lock.
Oh no.
Going to, yeah. Yeah, I hate to see it. Anyway, Turtle, do you have a question?
Yeah. Sorry, I was a little focused on Ryan there. Just trying to, send them all my good energy. But, so yeah, I think one of the most interesting things for me in this seed was the logic of getting into left side. So both Bash and Double Jump were stuck over there. You guys had both TPs to check out that left side from Sorrow or Valley. So what was the strategy when it came to that? Did you want to just get as much of that open as possible, or did you really want to find like Bash to make it easy to search through that side of the map?
I think the strategy was mostly we had climb, charge, jump, which makes Sorrow Pass very easy to navigate, especially with glide and stomp. And so it was go through Sorrow, break the rocks so that we can get into Lower Valley, because without breaking the rocks, going from the Valley TP just doesn't do much for us.
Yeah. Bob kind of called it at first, and we both just happened to start teleporting there almost at the same time, because we had cleared out what I would say a general portion of right side. Wasn't too much, but there was also a whole lot to collect because we could go down from Sorrow, which is a very powerful play.
Yeah. Makes sense, and it definitely worked out.
Mm-hmm.
We do see Ryan lining up for the final grenade jump again. Oh,
And gets
third
a
time the
third time
shot, no soft lock.
GG. No soft
Let's
lock.
go.
Yeah.
Woo. We'll be finishing with a time just over 1 hour and 1 minute. Still a great time. Just had some, very, very unfortunate soft locks at the end, wasting like 5 minutes. Oh man, you feel for it.
It hurts. It hurts. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It was a fairly, I guess, a general question I have for you guys is, do you prefer it if you get the shards really quickly as you did in this seed, or do you kind of like it more if the shards take some time to roll in, which gives you like more excuse to check out more stuff and potentially find more resources and skills that way? Do you have a preference?
I think for me, I prefer getting shards quickly because then there's less to remember and less to forget later on in the seed. There's nothing worse than having all 3 shards and your teammate has 2 and you can't remember what that one pickup you got 45 minutes ago was. So if they all come in at the same time, it's a lot easier to just keep track of everything.
Yeah,
That definitely makes sense.
Can point to the last game as a case study. Early shards equals good shards.
With both 2Kill and Ryan having finished up, we will also be pulling them in for an interview as well. So, 2-kill Ryan, GG on your runs.
This is not a
GG.
GG, sorry, but
Sorry, BG.
Yes, that sounds better.
we were constantly saying that this is the worst Rando we've ever played, so
Oh.
sorry to everyone.
It was still a very entertaining watch. So thank you for that, at least.
Definitely. It wasn't that bad, time-wise.
I died 5 times in, trying to get the orb.
Yeah,
I would
time-wise,
argue.
time-wise it was not that bad, but it was also just like a really fast seed. So with this seed, it was a really bad time.
I just
I can
also
definitely understand.
I just also want to add that this was still faster than every single practice seed we've played, where we played way better. So, just putting that out. Okay.
The seed was definitely interesting in terms of progression and movement, especially with both teams finding a bunch of water vein shards really early, and both teams going into Ginso, but you know the relic was being a little bit of a jerk. So I want to ask you two about that play. What were you guys thinking heading up into a very early Ginso? Not a ton of keystones and not bash to really get all the way up easily. What's the strategy behind that?
I mean,
Oh yeah, you
okay.
can talk.
the strategy was mostly that we can split up. And since Ryan was the person to find the 3 water vein shards first, we decided, charge jump is really enough to go in there. Also, nothing is not true. There was climb in there. So
Yeah, fair enough. That is G
that
jumps.
was grenade jumps.
Mhm.
In logical progression, G jumps to that.
Yes. I
Yeah,
was not honestly not expecting to find Bash the seed, so when I found it, I was just so perplexed by it.
The biggest
Yeah.
problem was just I didn't know you could Alt R out of the escape. I thought if
Yeah.
you did that, you would just soft lock. So I was trying to finish it, even though I could just get out.
Speaking of soft locks, Ryan, have you ever encountered that one at the end before? Because
I knew about it. Like I knew you had to bash left, but that's all I knew basically. So and I've never had a problem with it. So I felt like, is my position wrong? What am I doing wrong? So I had no clue, and yeah.
And yeah, it's, if you bash yourself into the wall, you can be like a couple of pixels into the wall, which changes your position. So to avoid that is like either not bash yourself directly left into the wall, or like just climb up to the top and then drop down again to prevent that. I think that was messing you up there.
Yeah, okay. Good to know.
Ori is one of the games of all time. It is so much code.
I mean, we can hardly complain that unintended glitches have a chance of backfiring, can we? But yeah. I guess I asked this question to Team Illogicalzone as well. I'm going to ask you again. Do you have a preference about finding a lot of shards early versus finding a lot of shards late? Because I feel like sometimes if you find everything you need immediately, you find yourself very resource starved. I saw you 2-kill die a lot of times because you were on 4 health in areas of the game where you really should be having more than that. So I guess do you both have any thoughts on that? If you have preferences in how seeds play out?
I mean, usually us finding early shards isn't an issue. In this seed, it just snowballed into an issue because of my early deaths. I was just constantly behind Ryan. So I didn't have any areas that I fully searched outside of Grotto, and Grotto didn't have any HP. And so it just snowballed into me just following Ryan, just getting the important pickups. And that really didn't help. And I mean, I mostly died, let's be honest, because I didn't save.
It's impossible to save Ori.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think that happens to the best of us.
Mhm.
Especially to people who also play Will of the Wisps,
Mm-hmm.
where you don't have to think about that.
Yes. I was so sad we didn't find wall jump at all. Like, I like wall jump so much. It makes everything so much easier.
Yeah, where was Wool Jump? Anyone got the spoiler?
Let's wait until
Misty.
that Misty. Yeah, okay. Nobody was ever going there. No
Yeah.
relic.
No chance.
What about Dash?
Dash was on Horufield's energy cell.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, no
So-
chance with the horror TP.
Mhm.
With the horror TP and where the Grove
Yeah.
relic was, I mean,
No
Yeah.
reason to ever check that, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys made a very great showing of things with the skill set you had. Still quite a few power skills and lots of beautiful G jumps that I very much enjoyed.
G Jump's always a great time.
Mhm.
Well, that's going to be it for our first match of the day, but there is going to be another match in about 50 minutes, which both Turtle and myself will be featuring in. So come back for that. And after that, there's going to be another match, another 2 hours later. So there's still plenty of Ori content left for you today to enjoy, and all of these matches will be restreamed here on this very channel. So don't go away too far, or you will miss the action. Thank you, Turtle, for commentating with me. Thanks a lot to Lion and Hal for helping with the stats behind the scenes, and Apple for restreaming.